Alexander Payne's The Holdovers is a film that fits easily into the lexicon of great holiday movies. The film is about a curmudgeon teacher, played by Paul Giamatti, who is tasked with watching over a few students who are unable to travel home for Christmas break. One of the students, played by newcomer Dominic Sessa, is left alone due to his mother and stepfather going on a delayed honeymoon, and due to not being able to reach them, is left alone with the teacher after a wealthy student is able to secure the rest of his classmates a ride to a ski resort on a private helicopter. Now the two, along with the school cook played by Divine Joy Randolph, form a makeshift family, and carry each other through what would have been the most lonely Christmas of their lives. Alexander Payne is always willing to try new things and dip his toes into new genres. This time he's going all out on the nostalgia of the 1970s, as it's remembered, and the cinematic style of the time. The film is colored in post to look like a film lost to time, and rediscovered just in time for the beginning of the 2023 holiday. The film succeeds in using the faded style to wonderful effect, mostly due to the restraint of Payne's choices and how much he wants to remind the audience about the film's scratchy gimmick. Mimicking a film reel, the digital wear and faded brown color feature more in the beginning of the film, where we are even given an old rating card from the MPAA. It's a cute way to start the film. These features are slowly pulled back as the focus changes to us watching these characters interact. Like all great Christmas films, we are given the full gambit of emotions most of us tend to feel during the holidays, alternating waves of jubilation and melancholy, warmth and frustration. The film embraces the feeling of drinking a nice cup of mulled wine, and the hangover it delivers the next morning. Our characters are broken in some way, some more than others. It's in these low moments we see more of ourselves, and it's the small victories these characters achieve that remind us we are capable of the same. No one is necessarily fixed by the end of the film, but they might be on their way, and the little gestures and lines Payne sprinkles into the film makes us feel great. This is an actor's picture, and the three mains are fantastic. It's wonderful to see Paul Giamatti back on the big screen. It feels like a long time since he's been given a role this worthy of his great talent. It's all thanks to past collaborator Payne, who knows exactly Giamatti's strengths and lifts them up. Giamatti's character, Paul Hunnam, is a man considered repugnant by his students and co-workers in both body and spirit. He has body odor issues and a lazy eye. These traits are matched by his sharp tongue and burning insults. But once the walls come down, we see he's human like everyone else. He's a man practically in self-isolation. He doesn't feel like he's accomplished anything, even though it's clear he's capable of much more than he believes himself. It's wonderful watching him slowly open up to those around him. The Holdovers marks the debut of a bright new talent in Dominic Sessa. He was discovered in the drama club of one of the schools the production was shooting in. He carries himself like a young Steve McQueen, full of energy and anger. He performs like a seasoned veteran of the screen, and proves to be a perfect opponent for Giamatti. The two hit it off like they've known each other for years. His character, Angus, is rebellious in nature, but his eyes show a pain he's hiding from the world. He's just as impressive when he's quiet as when he's boisterous. In a just world, both he and Giamatti would be up for the Best Actor awards next year. Divine Joy Randolph has earned all of the praise she has received for this film. She is our two stubborn characters' support line while also being very emotionally vulnerable. Her character, Mary, has recently lost her son in the Vietnam War, and she is quietly processing her grief in many ways that are not healthy. Her motherly instincts are repurposed towards Paul and Angus. I found her character to be a bit too half-baked at times. You can see her struggling to push past the cliches that tend to befall African-American actresses, but Randolph is given enough moments to break through and leave a lasting impression. The film is written by David Hemmingson. This is his first feature, but he has written for and created multiple television shows in a long career. The script is full of snappy dialogue and a pace that totally justifies the runtime. It's unfortunate that the film's final FU moment came up a bit short. But one can't help but feel that Hemmingson and Payne have played it a little too safe, even in the scenes where things get especially sad. There always seems to be a sort of protective barrier between the events in the film and the audience. The concepts of loss and broken families are sanitized to the point where some necessary emotion is vacant from the film. We never get that moment like in It's a Wonderful Life where George is yelling at his family out of frustration they can't control, and we see a man realize the terror he's inflicting on Christmas Eve. That raw emotional power that makes a Christmas film truly great. The Holdovers is still a great film and well deserving of its newfound holiday watch fame, but if Alexander Payne is going to complain about people calling his film a comfort movie, then he better start taking more risks and making his audience uncomfortable.